Making their way out onto courts. And here's Adrian Franklin with the players now.
Spend a bit of time down here at Melbourne Park throughout the year. It must be a good feeling coming back to play here in December.
Yeah, I'm comfortable here. Like you said, spent a lot of time here, so I'm used to the conditions.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
As we welcome Greg's opponent, Dane Propoggia. Dane, how are you feeling? The conditions are a little bit tough out there today.
Yeah, a bit windy, but it's the same for both players. Just go out there and enjoy it.
Play well.
Yeah, thanks.
And the 200 mark in the world was up to 130, 140 earlier in this year, so we would expect a strong showing from him. In this last match, Michael Look versus John Patrick Smith.
Hard to split him, isn't it? I'd go for JP. I'm a big Michael Look fan, but I think JP can win. He's been in outstanding form.
He has. A couple of college players. Michael Look went to UCLA and JP Smith, Tennessee. Both had great college careers, especially JP Smith winning the NCAA championships. I think JP Smith will just win this. Going to be a close match. Could go to 3 sets as well.
Yeah, it's be an interesting one a little bit later on. A couple of players that we haven't seen too much of here in Australia, but a good opportunity to see him here during the wildcard playoff. And your mate Greg Jones is running late. I've got the message through. That's why. What's the hold up? What's going on? You're a good mate with Greg Jones.
I am good mates with him. Hopefully,
what's happening?
Maybe I can give him a buzz. Oh, here he is.
Get him on the phone. Find out what's going on.
Are you doing his hair or something? Oh, he's got the hat on.
We'll ask you a little bit about that in a few moments, but the players are making their way out onto courts. And here's Adrian Franklin with the players now.
Spend a bit of time down here at Melbourne Park throughout the year. It must be a good feeling coming back to play here in December.
Yeah, I'm comfortable here. Like you said, spent a lot of time here, so I'm used to the conditions.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
As we welcome Greg's opponent, Dane Propoggia. Dane, how are you feeling? The conditions are a little bit tough out there today.
Yeah, a bit windy, but it's the same for both players. Just go out there and enjoy it.
Play well.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm loving the graphics. Well done, Mark Reedy from Tennis Australia. Did a brilliant job with those.
I like the poses from the players as well. Very serious.
I imagine there would just be a bit of coaching involved in doing that sort of stuff.
They all had a media workshop before the tournament, so they all got that stuff pretty down pat by now.
Yeah, it looks great, and we'll have that for the rest of the matches coming up today. As we mentioned, quite warm conditions, quite windy conditions. The players needing to adjust from a couple of days ago where it wasn't as gusty, the winds, but certainly yesterday and today, it's going to be different conditions for the players.
Yeah, we can see in the trees from a few of the shots we had before, the wind is blowing quite strongly. Going to be a very tough serving day. Wouldn't mind, I think I'll see a lot of the players, they'll mix up their serve a bit, probably slow it down a little bit, play for a bit higher percentage. But yeah, it's going to be very tough out there, and players are going to have to adjust and make sure they're moving their feet, because you put your feet down too early in the wind, the ball's still moving around, then you're going to be,
Well, exactly.
Errors.
And the other thing too, the sunny conditions, trying to serve around the sun, particularly moving into the middle of the day. So being forced to adjust there. So the players getting out for the coin toss.
Always wonder with the shadows of the lights there, if they put off the players in the middle of the court there.
How do you find it?
Yeah, they can sometimes.
Yes.
All right, here's the toss of the coin.
You're showing lack of faith. So that's the only change today. Baselines are covered. Questions? Heads or tails? Heads? Tails? Serve?
So it looks like Greg Jones winning the toss, electing to serve. As the players go through their warm-up. How do you know Greg Jones? Let's get this out in the open right now.
We met overseas. We met in Australia years back when he was only 17 or 18, and then I was playing over in Europe myself a little bit, and we roomed together at a couple of tournaments in England. I think they were at Felixstowe and Frinton-on-Sea, a couple of futures there. And yeah, I was staying with him and a couple other guys. And yeah, we got to know each other pretty well. And yeah, he's a great fellow. And then he owns a property down here. His family owns a property in Melbourne, and I actually rent that from him. So I live in his...
You currently rent it from him, do you?
I rent his place in Melbourne, so...
That would have to be the most bizarre connection I reckon I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, but I have to move out for him every time he gets back around December, January. So,
oh, right.
Yeah, so I make way for him. But look, it's a good deal for both of us, and
Must be a small apartment then, if two of you don't fit there.
No, it's just a one-bedroom apartment.
Ah.
And yeah, just hopefully I left it in pretty good nick. Definitely took me a couple of days to clean, even though it is one-bedroom apartment. So I know Greg's mum Donna is in the crowd, so hopefully she
hasn't gone through and inspected the apartment.
Yeah, hasn't had a go at me yet, so must have done a good job.
So there's Dane Propoggia on your screen from New South Wales. And there is Greg Jones, 197 in the world at the moment.
Yet to play a Grand Slam main draw.
Yep, played a couple of qualifying events, US Open, Australian Open, third round of both of those. Second round of qualifying at Wimbledon.
Been very close, very close. Hasn't quite been able to crack through and win that last round qualifying match.
Reached a couple of main draws of some ATP Tour events this year.
He did qualify in Bangkok, Los Angeles and Newport as well.
Played on the Challengers circuits, a host of results throughout 2011. And also on the Futures circuit as well. So, as you mentioned, he'll be looking for a nice little springboard into 2012 and just the certainty of knowing that he'll play in the main draw of the Australian Open, which is his goal, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. I think it's a long year. I know a lot of the players, it's their off-season around now. I was speaking to Jonesy a couple of weeks ago, and he just said, well, you know, he's tired, but it's just too good opportunity to miss, and you've got to get up for it. And what a massive prize it is at the end of this tournament, playing the main draw of the Aussie Open. So
for Dane Propoggia, he's ranking in the 600s, but he spent a lot of time on the Futures circuit in 2011.
2 minutes.
21 years of age. And had some reasonable results, a couple of semi-finals along the way. Series of a host of quarterfinals. A lot of tournaments in Europe, a couple in Australia. But the important thing for Dane will be to get off to a good start.
Absolutely, he needs to make sure he settles into this match early. Can play up above his ranking, that's for sure, as I mentioned earlier, about 600. Can definitely play up, and he's going to be right in this, I think. Has an all-court game, very good doubles player, likes coming into net, great volleys. Going to be a very interesting match because they both like to come into net a bit and do have an all-court game. Jones probably a bit bigger serve, will give him a bit of an edge. Also, Jones playing at that challenger level most of the year, so he does play against players of a very high standard, whereas Propoggia playing in the Futures, not quite as high the standard, so is a little bit of a step up for him.
1 minute.
It is, but that's part of what this wildcard playoff is about, the opportunity to take on these players and take those opportunities.
And it's a great opportunity for him right here.
So we're not too far away from starting this one. Free entry to Melbourne Park today, so if you want to head down, it's free entry tomorrow as well for the Battle of the Codes and the semi-finals of both events, and then the finals on Sunday too. Always attracts a reasonable crowd.
I've been trying to get Brett Phillips out there to have a game tomorrow. You any chance, Pete?
Absolutely.
That's the way.
Absolutely. I've have suggested that a Mikado-Franklin alternate combination for Battle of the Codes is in the offing, but Franklin won't go for it.
He won't go for it.
No, apparently I'm beneath him. So, yeah, I'll just cop that and move on.
Well, if you need a partner,
well,
I'll
look,
happily step out
I'm
there.
happy to upgrade too, because I'm happy to leave, just wipe him. Notice Adrian Franklin today is just getting around in the Margaret Courts. He's showing the pins off.
Is he
a bit of shorts work today.
Working on the tan?
Yeah, well, He needs it. So the first of our quarterfinals today. There it is on your screen.
Borger. Borger. Stand on the square. Stand on the square.
Reasonable complement of lines people today. A couple on the baselines as well, which is good to see. We'll have a full complement of lines people for the finals on Sunday. You can hear the wind in the fixed microphone, which won't be impressing Greg Jones, because he's had to step up to serve. Opening set. Here we go. First quarter final. Very nice from the middle of the court. Able to stand inside the baseline for that one.
Took that one nice and early, Jones. Set up well, the deep backhand.
And again, stepping into the net that time. What can we expect from Greg today?
Well, he's got a world-class backhand, in my opinion. It's been his strength, I think, ever since he was a young kid, and yeah, I expect to see a lot of points coming off that shot. Big serving. He can also set up a lot of points with serving, like we just saw then. He's going to get a lot of short balls off it.
40
right on cue.
Exactly, and a warm day like today, important to cycle through your service games. Good closing into the nets. Knew that ball was going to come in short off the big first ball. Opening game. So where are you living now then? You've been kicked out of the Jones apartment.
Bit of a gypsy at the moment, Pete.
Oh.
Yeah, just trying to go from place to place. I'm staying with some friends, so...
If anyone has a room to rent, we'll give out his number in a moment, and he can sort you out, some accommodation.
Or you can tweet us and hashtag AO Playoff.
That's right.
If you've got a spare room for David Bidmead, feel free to let me know. You don't have a spare room, do you, Pete?
Sadly not.
Shut down pretty quickly
Yeah,
there.
got a bathroom.
Dane Propoggia to serve.
Bathtub, I'm sure, could be quite comfy. So Dane Propoggia to serve.
No. Love 15.
Hello to all of you who are in the Twitterverse. And David Bidmead, you can actually tweet you.
You can.
At David Bidmead. Tweet him now. He's ready and waiting for your tweet. Deep into the juice court from Propoggia there. He's got a big serve on him as well.
He does. He had a great win last round against Lemke. Lemke ranked about 270 in the world, so proves he can play up around that level.
It's abbreviated service action too. Notice
he did
when
change
he
it
serves
a couple of years ago, and yeah, he doesn't have that full take back like you see on most players.
I guess it's whatever works, really, isn't it?
That's right. I mean, Andy Roddick came into the game and everyone's like, look at this guy serve, and he's serving 250 Ks.
Just wonder with that service action though, how much scope there is to increase the speed, particularly when you're bringing the racket up that early.
Well, I think he might just lose a bit of racket speed. That's what's going to happen to him. But obviously change it for a reason, and must be working for him.
Yeah, well, accuracy is assisted there, so So let's have a look at his abbreviated motion as we wait for the winds. A few things blowing over.
Thanks.
It's going to be one of those days.
Just put it in your pocket. Thanks.
Let's have a look at this service action again from Propoggia. And the game points. We have seen a few players over the years with an abbreviated service action. I mean, there's all different styles, and it's whatever's comfortable to the particular player, whatever works. The combination of power and accuracy, the ability to move the ball around the court, when you're particularly on that first serve.
Yep.
And the good part is his body is still moving forward into the ball as he serves.
That's right. He's still landing well out into the court, so got a lot of forward momentum still. Yeah, you're no longer seeing the cut off your toes, scratch your back, and swat the fly that you were taught when you're 5 years old.
Some of us are still trying to master it. Apparently, David, you're single and available. Is that also part of the... I feel like I'm doing a classified segment today. I'm just
looking for a room. Looking for a girlfriend. No, yeah. Look, we can go into that a little bit later if you like, Pete. Jono Harrison having a field day over there.
work on the backhand wing there from Propoggia, just ripping that cross court. Interesting tactic from Propoggia. You talk about the world-class backhand that Greg Jones has. He's just content at the moment to just ease it into that backhand court, into that ad court.
He has gone there a lot so far in the first two and a half games. What I like about Jones's backhand, how low he gets. He uses his legs really well. He gets right down to it. A lot of balance on that shot.
Talking about getting Jones down low, couple there.
Very awkward approach. Propoggia got that return down very low, a lot harder than it looked.
Well, he did, but also into the middle of the court, so cutting off angles there as well.
Very clever return.
Oh!
Great play from Jones. Did thought that ball was wide there, but set up with a very powerful backhand cross court.
Well, he's going to... Propoggia's continuing to go to that backhand corner. There's opportunity to change it up a little bit. 30-all now.
Awesome second
1-2.
serve.
Yeah, nice little follow-up there, the short ball. The way he's serving, the style of serve that he's got, heavy serve, opportunities presenting itself for a bit of serve volley play as well. He can throw that into the mix quite easily.
Definitely, we saw one in the first game. I'm sure we're going to see a few more.
Just as we talk about it.
You picked it, Pete.
I was reading his mind.
Great return from Propoggia to get it down at Jones's feet then. Made him play a tough half volley. I do like that play from Jones. For the heavy kicker to the back end, following it in.
Just pressing too much there, Propoggia. Game points for Jones. The winner of this match to play the winner of Mitchell Duckworth, which is coming up next on our feature court.
Didn't quite get down to that one, Jones. Didn't quite get the racket underneath the ball. He has been working on his forehand the past, year or so. I think it's a work in progress still, but trying to lengthen that swing out a bit.
So opportunity for Propoggia here. He's been returning quite well, getting the ball in nice and low.
We might see a little bit of that today with this win. These conditions are very tough. Ball's moving all over the place.
It's a great serve. Great serve. Propoggia will check, but the point will stand. So Jones holds 2-1 in this opening set. First quarter final, the wildcard playoff for the men. Plenty happening around the courts today. As we mentioned, the Victorian division of the national team titles happening.
That's right.
A little bit later on.
Kooyong versus Dingley.
Yes, your play. You got it. We know. You'll be tweeting as you go. Let's go to Adrian Franklin, though, the man who's come out in shorts today. I'm not sure about that look, but he's got the boss, Wayne McEwen, with him.
That's right, tournament referee. Wayne, potential thunderstorms this afternoon. You're obviously keeping a close eye on it.
Yeah, we've got a direct line to Bob, our Australian Open weather guru, who works for the BOM. So hopefully, he's saying that we're definitely going to get rain at some stage. It's just a matter of when.
Any ideas of which time?
No, he's saying late afternoon. It just depends on how quick it does come over from South Australia.
And how will that affect the schedule, do you feel, if it just absolutely pours down this afternoon?
We've got a couple of contingencies in the works. We've got Court 7 on standby. If we know that the rain is definitely going to come within a couple of hours, we'll swing the last match out, get that played on Court 7. If it's a little bit later, then we may try and keep it on Court 6 so that we can stream it live to everyone. Otherwise, if we do really get stranded, we also have the ability to go indoors, but that's pretty much a last resort for us.
Let's hope it doesn't occur.
So do I. It's much nicer outside.
Thanks, guys.
No worries.
Nicely done. So there you've heard it straight from the tournament referee. And we've just had the weather radar brought up in front of us here. It is on its way from South Australia. Still take a little while to get here, though, I would imagine. So hopefully we manage to get all the play in today.
In a bit of trouble here, Propoggia, love 30. Didn't quite get in position on that short ball then.
Hello to Stephen, who's sent a tweet, hashtag AO playoff. Forgot it was on already. Glad you're tuning in. And Alan as well. The Endor. AO playoff. Good serving from Propoggia.
Jones, of course, won a silver medal at the Commonwealth Games.
Were you over there with him for that?
No, I wasn't there with him.
You
Great
watched on the TV though?
I did. Had the mohawk going.
He had a play on it. It was behind him though. Roger just taking that short ball, advancing to the nets.
Great option, taking it out of the air, the forehand drive there. Cutting it off. Not allowing Jones time to recover back into the court.
Serve out wide two working as well. 2 games all. We're all square in this opening set.
2 games all.
The accuracy of serve has been impressive from Propoggia early on in this match.
3 big serves there to get 3 points off. Was in trouble at Love 30 that game. Managed to pull out a few big ones. Tweet coming through about hay fever. Suffer from a bit of hay fever, Pete?
I've had it for a month. It's not pretty. Just freshen myself up to appear on camera, then it's all over from there. So here's Jones.
15 more.
Love to get the radar gun out for some
Love
of
to
these
see the
serves,
radar gun out.
particularly Sammy Groth, Marenko.
Groth had the fastest serve at the Australian Open a few years back when he played Marty Fish. 238 Ks.
As that hits the back fence.
15 on.
Expect Jones to serve somewhere between, well, definitely over 200. Could get it up to 215, I would say. I think what he does so well, this serve, Jones, is he mixes it up, so it's not always going for that flat bomb. We saw it with the ace down the tee on the first point, but he can slide her into the body, or has a great kick serve. Does mix his serve up really well.
There's another bomb. So bomb, kick, bomb. We kick out again. Look at put it down the middle. See what he goes with here.
Go wide here.
Not happy with the call. It's close on that baseline. Immediately threw his hands up, which probably wasn't the best of options.
No, kind of stopped there. Looked pretty, well, didn't look close. Looked a fair bit out.
Hard to tell from where we're sitting. It's down the other end of the court to us. So an opportunity to take the game. He's in the attacking position inside the baseline for most of that point. Instead of off the serve. Second ball.
Looked like he changed his mind perhaps at the last minute there. Wasn't quite in position to hit that shot. Looked like he was going to go to the backhand corner.
So I get the feeling from Propoggia's point of view, having to attack, taking on an opponent ranked above him. And you're going to see a few of those as well today. Just going to have to press that little bit more.
That's right. He's the one that wants to be dictating the points in this match. If not, if Jones is dictating, then he's going to be in a bit of trouble.
Jones leads 3 games to 2.
Well, I've been talking about the MLC Hotshots program, hotshots.tennis.com.au. It's been bringing the school kids in all week. Adrian had a go with the school kids yesterday. It went okay. He's going to have another crack today. Adrian.
Yeah, I'm going to try and improve on my performance from yesterday, Pete, as is always the case. So I have Tiffany and Davina sitting in front of me here. So, Tiffany, which school are you from and what are you doing here today?
I'm from Richmond West Primary School and I'm watching the quarterfinals.
And Davina, you're going to go and play some tennis after watching this match, is that right?
Yep.
Watching these guys out here, are you learning any tips from them?
No.
You're not learning anything from them?
Oh, well, some, like...
They're pretty good, they're pretty strong, they're pretty quick, yeah? Yeah? What about you? Are you learning anything from them at all? Surely. They're moving well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, very good, girls. Thank you for your time. And you enjoy playing out there with John Fitzgerald. I'm sure they will, guys. I'm sure they will enjoy it.
Some quality
Oh,
stuff.
Adrian. Oh. The kids were giving him nothing, basically. Nice bit of work with JB Fitzgerald making an appearance today.
Very handy hot shots, coach.
Yeah. I think I might be part of the session. We might just wander down there. Yeah, a lot of the players who've been a part of this wildcard playoff have been helping out with the hot shots and helping out the kids. There's been tours underneath Rod Laver Arena, talking about life on the circuit.
15 off.
That, I think, is a better tactic from Propoggia, trying to attack into the juice court, trying to get it deep to the Jones forehand.
That's right. Jones is very comfortable going that. If he goes that backhand all day, he's able to move the ball around, dictate off that shot.
Fault. Can you pick it up, please? Thanks.
Just missing the mark. Probably didn't need to go that close to the line. Had Jones on the back foot.
And that's Propoggia just pressing perhaps a little bit more, as you mentioned earlier, Pete. Just trying to step up.
Oh, again giving the opportunity. Gee, trying to dig that ball over. Nice little change up, not working though. As we continue to roll now, 4-3 in this opening sets, men's quarterfinals.
Maybe in a couple of years we might get Hawkeye out here, Pete. A few of the players contesting calls.
Yep, the technology still in its formative stages, it has to be said. It was over at Wimbledon this year, which is great to see.
First year at Wimbledon this year? First or second?
Yeah, it's either the first or the second, but pretty sure it might be the second year from memory. But yeah, it got a hell of a workout, I can tell you.
And there's Fitzy on screen.
Yeah,
John
there with
Fitzgerald.
the Hot Shots, running a Hot Shots clinic. Hopefully we'll get a chance to speak to the great man. In fact, I might have to leave you, Dave. I might go out and have a Hot Shot session with him as well. If you want to be involved, hotshots.tennis.com.au. If you want to get your child involved, there are deliverers all over the place. If you're a tennis coach or an aspiring tennis coach, you can do an introduction to Hot Shots course and be a Hot Shots deliverer. You'll still need to be registered with or be working with a level 2 coach to be able to roll that out officially, but it's a great way to get started in the coaching caper. So there was a call of faults.
The line touched it, but she signalled it good.
I think both players actually played that point out, not quite sure what was going on.
One of the other things with the Hot Shots program is there's an iPhone app. You can see it there. Opportunity to play and record your results. It's a free app. See on the iPhone there. You got it on your smartphone?
No, about to download it though.
Measuring your progress. How you going?
My Hot Shots progress.
Catch it at your app store. Just type in tennis Hot Shots and you'll be able to find that. But great for the kids to download. As I mentioned, it's free. You got the game on there. You can plug in your results, check your progress. And I believe 24,000 downloads already. About as many followers as you have on Twitter, isn't it?
I wish.
Just long.
Lucky to crack 100, I think.
Oh, we're doing our best.
But you can tweet me at David Bidmead, or tweet Brett A. Phillips as well. Doesn't mind jumping on.
Why? That's BIDMEADE, by the way. Well, he played that straight back at Jones. It was a tough pick-up and just opened the door for Jones and had plenty of court to work with.
That's right, didn't quite stick the volley, got a little bit late. Allowed Jones back in the point, a couple of break points here. This is where you often see the better players step up around the middle to end of the set. Just the pressure just gets amped up a little bit.
So break points for Jones. That's a top serve.
30-40.
Out wide. Ball always moving away from Jones there.
Has been able to pull out some big serves at crucial times so far, Propoggia. Did it last game as well, love 30. That abbreviated action, as we talked about, working very nicely for him.
Well, let off there for Propoggia. Again, Jones having a play on that ball. The wind just gusting slightly as he was going to hit that forehand.
Cramping Jones then very close to the body. Not a bad option in these conditions to chip the return back as well. Try and get it back deep. Make your opponent play. Very hard to have a pure swing at it when it's blowing around.
Yeah, that wide serve to that juice court is working quite well for Propoggia, forcing Jones wide. So from break points to game point. That time we got a good side of it.
Has been attacking the second serve, Propoggia. Most of the match so far. Taking it well inside the baseline. Propoggia might just need to mix that second serve up a bit more.
Oh, not getting the friendly roll over the net that time. The top of the tape. A question from Adam Bain. Joel Liddon is still playing.
He's just stopped actually. A few months ago he played Premier League for Liston Tennis Club in Melbourne, and so I think he's just sticking to the club tennis. He's going to play a few money tournaments, I know.
So good hold from Propoggia. He was under pressure in that game, faced a couple of break points. We're at 4-all.
Yes, but Joel, I think he's stopped travelling full time, as far as I know.
Yeah, the Liston Tennis Clubs, where Sam Groth was playing Premier League this season.
Yeah, well, they won it, beat us, beat Kooyong in the final.
Are you filthy on that?
I was a bit filthy.
And part of the Premier competition, part of the wider pennant competition. Pennant competitions run in all the different states in various forms. You want to find out about the Victorian one? The teams going in Feb next year. So you've got time to get your teams together. tennis.com.au/Vic. Just follow the competitions pages.
Heavy hitting from Jones, 1-2 again, setting up that short ball from very good serve.
Just really crunching that ball now. Both players have settled into the match.
And he's still going to that backhand of Jones, is Propoggia, which is definitely his strength.
Points here for 5-4. Put the pressure back on Dane. It's a huge advantage serving first, isn't it?
Certainly is.
That's why I'm surprised why a lot of the top players choose to receive. Nice way to finish it, 5-4. Opening sets.
2-10 out wide perhaps there, Pete. Massive serve.
Just approximating, are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why you would return first. I guess some players like to try and work their way into the match. Perhaps they don't start off that well and don't want to go down a break early on. I know players like Agassi, obviously super returner.
Yep.
Didn't mind returning first. I've seen Federer do it occasionally as well.
I've seen a bit on the women's game as well.
Yeah, talking about the women's serve yesterday, we saw a lot of breaks in the matches. And see, if you have a valuable serve like Stozer or the Williams sisters, it's just so crucial today, and yeah, it definitely sets a lot of female players apart. They all return well. It's almost like a bonus if you have an extra serve, but it shouldn't be. If you have a great serve, it shouldn't be like that.
Yep.
Perhaps a little more emphasis needs to be put on the serve. Yeah, the female game.
So the matches to come today on our feature court: Ben Mitchell taking on James Duckworth, Nick Kyrgios and Mariko Matosevic, and Michael Look and JP Smith. So it's Dane Propoggia now to serve to stay in this opening set.
Oh!
Where Jones was standing there to receive that serve. And just that movement, split step movement forward, which is good to see. Moving into the court.
See where he starts a fair bit behind the baseline, but moves right up, a little bit like Andy Murray.
You just see it there at the top of your screen. Trying to attack the ball, take it early. The other thing it does, it provides a bit more pressure for Propoggia on his serve. And he has to hit the mark. Another gust of wind coming through.
Quite getting up to that forehand, Jones, just letting the ball drop a little bit. Easier game here for Propoggia.
Which I'm sure he's appreciating. Still needs to close it out though.
40-15.
Yeah. Super return from Jones.
So with that abbreviated service action, that Propoggia just giving that serve a little more air than what we've seen with Jones, despite the fact that Jones has that variation. That's terrific. In the middle of the courts. 5-all.
His serves impressed me actually, Propoggia. Getting a lot of pop off it. And I mean, the men's game today, everyone has to have a big serve. Everyone can serve 200 Ks an hour.
Can you?
I can, yes.
Just checking. Just checking.
But yeah, you have to. It's just such a big part of the game. And players these days, Jones is a perfect build for a player. He's about 6'3", 6'4". These big, strong athletes. Everyone's bombing these serves down.
I'll definitely leave Adrian Franklin then. Just move him on. Definitely will play a bit of doubles. The only thing is you have to do all the work, so be prepared to run.
What's your strength, Pete?
Sitting here commentating. Oh, gee, Shank that's been set up on it.
He didn't set up. He moved in quite front on again, and we saw that a bit earlier with a smash. Just kind of waltzed in then.
I'd have to say if we were playing, I'd be taking the forehand, running to the forehand side.
Forehand side. Weaker backhand.
Or non-existent. Sad but true.
I used to like to run around it.
Used to be good once. Yeah, it used to be good ones. Then I turned 7. So Jones, okay on serve here.
Easy game for him as well.
That's what I'd like to see more of from Jones. He sets up the point so beautifully off that first serve. You're leading 6-5 now, but a few more serve volley points. Does he play a lot of doubles?
He does play a lot of doubles, yeah. He's played Australian Open doubles before. He won a round with Caden Hensel a couple of years ago at the Aussie Open. But he's probably only served volley 3 or 4 times so far this match. I mean, hopefully that should, well, it should be at least double, I would say. 6-5 in the first set. I'd like to see him perhaps serve volley once a game. Especially with Propoggia chipping that return back.
It's off the Twitter, hashtag AO Playoff from Jay. Ash Barty and Ben Mitchell. His tips to win the playoff. Has Luchek retired or taking a really long break? Well, Luch is in the stages of retirement. I think playing doubles with Leighton at the AO. Might have a go. Thinking about qualifying for the singles. We'll see how he goes with that, and then that'll probably be it.
Be nice to see him have one last tilt at the Open.
Exactly.
An absolute workhorse, Peter Luchek, and super bloke too.
Won the Spirit of Tennis Award at the Newcomb Medal last year, the inaugural award. That is a terrific overhead. Really classic style, getting side onto it, pointing at the ball, taking his time hitting through it into the open court.
Great point from Jones. That's the type of point that he wants to be playing a lot, attacking that second serve and getting him behind it eventually. That one out wide again from Propoggia. Jones thought it might have just missed. He's got a lot of free points with that serve out wide. Gets a lot of movement off it.
It's the go-to serve, isn't it?
Definitely is.
So now look at it, a second serve for Jones. Still a meter or two behind the baseline. Oh, that was a good return from Jones. That was close to his body. It was jamming him up.
Slightly different tactic as well. Didn't step up and come inside the baseline and take it early. Sat back, rolled it deep. Heavy topspin. Not a bad idea to make him play a bit more off that second serve, Propoggia. Make him play.
So chance here to send this to the tie break in this opening sets.
Once again, Propoggia going wide with that serve, even on a second serve.
Easy put away. Jones having to cover some ground there. Right into the side fence. Still got the ball back though. We're off to a tie break. He covered a lot of ground there.
Nearly ended up in the stands, did Jones?
You want to be careful on that side because that's where Wayne McEwen's sitting. You do not want to run into the tournament referee that way.
That's right.
He won't take to it kindly. You just see he's taking plenty of time at the back of the court just to regroup, get his breath back.
Well, Propoggia hanging with Jones in this first set. Been able to serve very well. Definitely kept him in it. Always very important to win those first few points of the tie break, get off to a good start. Pressure instantly goes on your opponent. Propoggia just pressing a little bit too much then.
Which again is running according to script, what we would expect. He's going to push hard. So again, just back to all square, and the mental advantage of winning this tie break, huge. It's been an arm wrestle for most of this set.
He looked pretty sure.
Jones still having a chat to the umpire.
Not quite as animated as Grothy.
I don't think many people are.
So the mini break here for Jones.
Attacking that second serve with his backhand. We've seen a lot of it so far. As you said, crucial this first set. Tough conditions, windy, very hot.
Oh, that's huge. Huge up the line by Propoggia.
Shot of the match so far. Off court. Unbelievable shot. Had no room to work with.
So good way to break back. Just to force your way back into it. Able to really step into that ball, Propoggia, just not doing anything with it.
Probably not the right option there as well. Mate Jones playing that one. He's feeling the pressure. He's got to look at a second serve, just go heavy with it. Doesn't have to try and flatten it out too much.
Or even push the angle. If you're coming forward, that stage, opportunity just to really step in.
Absolutely.
Jones is going to be on the back foot anyway.
Exactly. Awesome depth from Jones. A couple of big forehands from both players. Has a mini break again, 4-2 at the change of ends.
Players taking an opportunity to take in a bit of water. Keep the fluids up, so important today. There's warm conditions. It's overcast at the moment, but it's quite warm out there.
Hopefully those thunderstorms stay away till the end of the play.
For you or them?
At least, well, I was going to say at least till my final's done over the State National League.
Oh boy. Terrific. He's been threatening to do that for a while in this set, Jones. And this time he got to it. And they're the kind of shots that make you feel good.
That's right. Awesome shot from Jones. 5-2. Just showing his class there. Stretched off court. Awesome angle.
That one flying long. Set points are plenty now for Jones.
Interesting, just slowed the pace down that last forehand, Jones, and drew the error from Propoggia. Perhaps he likes it coming onto the racket a bit faster. Good change up from Jones.
There it is. Strong tie break from Greg Jones. The number one seed with the opening set here, 7-6. And just skipping away really in that, the end of that tie break.
Just stepped up in that tie break, pulled out a couple of great shots, and that was the difference. Propoggia did well to hang with Jones that first set and got a lot of free points off his serve. Jones, yeah, just stepping it up and yeah, closed it off nicely.
So the Hot Shots program, we've been talking about that today. Famous name in Australian tennis is out there helping out today. John Fitzgerald is with Adrian Franklin.
Now, John, we've got the kids in the back here from one of the local schools. I was asking a couple of the girls, what were they doing here today? What are they? And they gave me donuts. They basically gave me absolutely nothing. So I'm looking to you for some more information. What are we doing here today with these kids?
Yeah, I hope it's not a twin donut here. No, this is Richmond West Primary School. It's an inner city school here in Melbourne. There's a group of schools coming through today. They're all trialling the Hot Shots program. They're all given about a 30-minute slot to come in here, hit a few balls, and learn how easy it is to play with this bigger, less pressurised ball. And that, it's a great innovation from Tennis Australia. Look, I think it's got the ability to really get huge numbers of kids back into the sport, and to get it into school curriculums is the most important thing. So that's what this is. They're all enjoying it. They're all they're polite kids too. Yeah, good kids.
So your role is ambassador of the in-schools program with MLC Tennis Hot Shots. Take us through what that involves for you.
Well, it's all about getting the Hot Shots program and therefore tennis back into the school curriculum. You know, it hasn't been in the school curriculum anywhere near enough over the last couple of decades, and that's probably an area we've been a little remiss in. And to compete with other sports, and certainly we think this program is the best we've seen, and it has the ability to actually make kids feel like they can actually play. And if you've got a fully pressurised ball on a hard court like this, on a full-size court, you know, the kids leave after 10 minutes thinking that it's too difficult. But what this program does with a bigger, there's more area in the ball, and it's less pressurised, so it bounces to their height level, gives them a chance to actually feel like they can play the sport, and they can. So they come out here, and in the very first time they pick up a racket, they virtually have a rally, which is pretty impressive, and also it encourages them dramatically. So that's what this whole program's about, getting kids into the sport.
You're also a member of the Tennis Australia board as well, so you're obviously keeping pretty busy.
I'm reasonably busy, yeah. I've got some things in tennis and some things outside of tennis these days, but I'm enjoying the board position. It gives you a chance to be across all the issues. I think the company's come a long way in the last 5 or 6 years, a long way, and but you can never rest on your laurels. You've always got to try and improve no matter what endeavour you're in, and I think we're on the right track, but you just cannot rest. You need to keep moving forward.
Do you ever get to go out on court and have a hit at all? Do you, with any young ones? Or?
Yeah, no, I do. I hit a few balls here this morning. I'm not sure how well I hit it. No, but I do. I play with my son a bit. He's 15 and plays a fair bit of tennis, so I hit a little bit with him. But no, this old body's seen better days. You get a few more sore patches these days compared to what you used to. But look, it's a game for a lifetime. I love it, and it really is stimulating to see the younger generation or the younger generations start to come into the sport, and that's what this program's about, and it's exciting.
The other night, the Newcomb Medal, you were there. I want to ask you a question. Craig Willis, I think he introduced you as one John Basil Fitzgerald. Now that raised a few eyebrows. People were looking, saying, who is this Basil? Where's this come from? Can you shed a little bit of light on this one for us?
Look, it's pretty simple. My old man's name is Basil. It was the only name he got. It was the only name he was christened with. He didn't have a second name, so he's been referred to as Baz all his life. And I went to boarding school in Adelaide for a few years, and my nickname there was Baz, which I like. I carry it like a badge of honour, Baz. But that's what he was referring to, John Basil. I can't deny it. It's real.
Very good. Well, I was hoping for something a little bit more left of centre, but that's okay. Basil, it's an interesting name. Well, you enjoy the rest of the day, and good luck with both your roles.
And you too. Well done. Thank you.
Oh, I get a bit of a compliment too. Thank you, Adrian. There with John Fitzgerald.
Basil, any nicknames for you, Pete?
None that we can repeat on here. So this is the opening game of the second set. He's not happy with himself, Jones. This game, we saw him a little bit earlier just talking to himself. It's continuing here.
Love to know what he's saying. A little bit close on that backhand then.
Dane Propoggia.
Well, tough game for Jones. The dialogue, I'm sure, will continue.
We have seen a bit of running commentary from the players so far this week. It could have been great to mic up Sam Groth and Marenko the other day.
We didn't have to. The effects mics picked it up perfectly. Wasn't a problem.
Let them commentate themselves when they do.
I know. That's what I said to Sam. Caught up with Sam as he was completing one of these warm-ups and just putting his shirt back on. And I said, Sam, can you just amp it up a bit more? Just keep the commentary going because it saves us having to talk. And that ultimately is the aim. Just do it themselves.
I asked Greg who has the best banter going around out here, and he said, well, Grothy's definitely got the most. I'm not sure if it's the best.
There he is. Would have loved to. Do you ask him about doing that little shoot?
I'll definitely ask him after this.
And remind him of it.
That's right. Huge serve from Jones to open the game.
Oh, it's close to the line. That was clearly in though. What Dane's having a look at.
That's the serve again. Propoggia not chipping the serve back as much as he was at the start of the match, having a swing at it. quite early enough to set up on that forehand. Jones, notice on his backhand, gets down really low, uses his legs. That forehand, every now and then, just a little bit upright like he was on that one then.
It's a bit hard to pick the momentum in this match. It all came down to that tiebreaker. It's been fairly even. Is he superstitious at all?
Not that I know.
Saw him pick up that ball.
That could be one of them. And if he wins this match, Adrian Franklin could ask that one in the post-match interview.
I think he's going to ask about living arrangements too, clearly. Oh, that shot wasn't on. Forehand slice.
I'm not sure if it was a slice. It was kind of like a chop, that one then.
He's trying to get under the... I don't know what he was doing, all right, I'll be honest.
Almost like a trick shot.
He was. He's trying to change the angle without moving his body.
Tweak it a bit like Warney.
Yeah. Anyway, Jones holds. Even again in the second sets. He was casual there. He was just trying to guide it into the open court.
He
hung back slightly on that ball.
That's right. Need to keep closing in. Probably shouldn't have gone for the drop shot.
Joey Daly tweeting in, hashtag AO player. Love Dane's serve style. Great player. Hope you can take it to 3 sets. Thank you for your tweet. Hashtag AO playoff.
That serve has been working very well for Dane.
Just drifting long there. Of course, at David Bidmead, if you've got a room to let. He's operating gypsy style at the moment, just nomadic existence since he's been kicked out by one of the players on the court. If you happen to be playing at the Australian Open, he'll be a hitting partner for free.
Selling myself, basically. Or Pete's selling me.
I'll
doing it for me.
Take a cut. Thank you. It's about 50%. So breakpoint opportunities for Jones, and here's where the experience factor will start to come in. We saw a kick in that first set tie break.
See if Propoggia goes wide with this serve again. It's been his money serve so far. He's gone to it on the big points.
And that won't be helping him. See the wind really picking up. So he's got the break. First break of the match too. 2 games to 1 in this second set.
Great pressure from Jones. Great return off that wide serve from Propoggia. He did pick it. He has been going there a lot, especially on the big points, as mentioned. He stepped up. He's done it again.
Mate, you know how hard it is to get a call through. I just need you to pick it up and answer me. Not getting anything back.
So plenty of action coming up. Plenty of matches here today.
Coming up next on our broadcast court, it's the Battle of the Big Seeds. Ben Mitchell from Queensland. What a week he's had here at the wildcard playoff. He takes on his good mate James Duckworth of New South Wales. The Battle of the Seeds. Don't go away.
I didn't know Craig Willis had wandered in.
Powerful tones of Brett Phillips coming through.
Not enough O's in smooth for that delivery. Anyway, that match is coming up next here on our feature court.
And of course, you can tweet Brett Phillips at Brett A. Phillips.
Why? Again, you have to come up with a compelling reason.
Maybe you can send a tweet out for a reason for the listeners or the viewers to tweet him.
I worked out just a few things on the go with you.
That's right.
So Jones with the break. So you just see the momentum with Jones at this stage, and he's good front runner.
You see that body language from Propoggia, just shaking his head, getting down now. Needs to stay positive.
11:23 to Pakenham on its way through. I think Propoggia was leaning more towards his backhands to receive that serve.
Expecting it there, has been going there a lot, Jones.
So he's forced to change it up. So Jones, easy holds, consolidating the break. 3 games to 1 now. And he suspects he's going to put the pressure back on Propoggia here.
A few loose errors coming from Propoggia now.
Certainly his level has dropped in this second set. Had to work super hard in that opening set. There he is, looking serious. Well done to Mark Reedy too. Here at Tennis Australia, does some wonderful camera work.
One of Propoggia's nicknames is Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, if he happens to take out this match, we'll get Adrian to ask the question.
Perhaps a slight resemblance with that hair.
He's really putting the foot down now, Jones. He's got the momentum. Chance here just to really ram home the advantage.
A little bit casual again on that volley moving in. Propoggia, great chip from Jones to get it low at his feet.
He took all the pace off it.
He did. Maybe have to do a lot of work, but not quite getting down to the volley. And we've seen that a couple of times when he's been moving in, just slightly casual. Three break points to go, double break 4-1 for Jones.
And a look at a second serve. Oh, that's a tough overhead to play from the baseline. Jones, that high lob. It's effective. Double break now. 4 games to 1. Second set.
Great defensive skills from Jones, putting up the high lob, giving Propoggia a very tough smash, getting himself back in the rally. One thing I noticed with Propoggia, it doesn't grunt. Not many players don't grunt these days when playing.
You a grunter? Am I going to be hearing you from 5 courts away?
I guess I let out some kind of noise. I'm not sure if it's a grunt. It's more about Pat Rafter style.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Not great.
I noticed on R. Fromberg never grunted.
Frommy doesn't make a murmur.
He doesn't. He's
No.
just a work. As I said, no frills Fromberg.
That's right.
Workmanlike. Just the way he dismantled opponents.
Every now and then mutters a few things to himself, but you won't be able to understand what he says. Very quiet under his breath.
The Tasmanian. So prominent. Was good on the clay courts
He was.
over in Europe.
Of course, semi-finalist at the French Open. And he will be playing for Kooyong later today in the State National League Tennis Final, Victoria Division, as Kooyong take on Dingley Tennis Club. Great initiative from Tennis Australia, bringing in this club championship.
And the winner of this goes on to, I think there's national finals coming up.
That's right, the national finals during the second week of the Australian Open.
Here?
Yep, at Melbourne Park, so great experience for those players as well. And there's a rule in the competition that an 18 and under player has to play, so it's great for the junior players to get that experience as well. It's going to be very exciting for those teams.
Fortunate enough to get there.
That's right.
15 love.
Oh, it's a good finish.
Big hitting.
30 love.
Very smooth from Jones. Setting up very early on that forehand. Set up well with the backhand cross court. He's looking very comfortable out here now. He looks like a player that's ready to play a main draw at a slam, I think. Has been very close on a number of occasions. Has the game, the ability to step it up.
So Jones looking to go to a 5-1 lead in this second set. That's terrific angle.
That's awesome angle. Great change up.
Jones leads 5 games to 1.
A show reel on display here for Jones the last couple of games. Really constructing some great points.
You'll be catching up with him post-match.
Certainly will be.
Bit of a debrief.
That's right. Get the insight. See if I can weasel my way back into his apartment.
Overplaying the volley.
Just opening up the racket face a little too much there, Jones. Trying to guide the volley too much. Didn't quite punch it.
Knows he can give a game away, Jones. So just throwing everything at it here.
Like he did on that forehand there. Listening to Pete up in the commentary box.
Should really take that earpiece out. Pretty sure it's illegal in the game. gives the game away. Well done by Propoggia, holding the love. 5-2. Jones now coming out to serve for this second set. And the match is opening quarterfinal. Bright sunny conditions, but apparently the rain is on the way.
The wind's died down slightly as well, which will help the players. Seen some great serving from both players this match, considering the gusty conditions. Jones 5-2, looking to serve the match out, has a double break.
Well, it takes the pressure off a little bit, doesn't it? Knowing you've got the double break.
He looked very relaxed that last game returning. Just trying a few different things. Slapped it away at a couple of shots, chip charge in the last point. But why not when he's very much in control of this match?
So Jones coming out to serve for the match.
Propoggia stayed very composed this match. Been very impressed with that. Hasn't given too much away, despite being very close to the match being over.
As that wind starts to gust.
And that's the one which he was chipping back a bit early in the game, especially in that first set. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. He's doing it so well as well. Was Dane Propoggia.
Hello to Luke Griffo, providing some updates Twitter style. As Greg Jones heading towards victory here. Play the winner of Ben Mitchell and James Duckworth. Well, not both of them, one of them. They're playing up next. And match points here for Jones, the number one seed in this event. Clearly the promotion of your Twitter handle hasn't been working. You're not trending at the moment.
I'm not trending. It will come, Pete. It will come.
Hopefully Adrian will ask about the living situation, since Jonesy's kicked you out of his apartment. And the easiest to put away. He's got a smile on his face, Greg Jones. He's through to the semi-finals of the wildcard playoff. Convincing in the second set. 7-6, 6-2 the final score. And he'll be very happy with the way he played today.
Impressive display from Jones, especially in that second set. Took a little while for him to get going, but Propoggia played a great first set, served really well. Then Jones got on top, and his class really showed through, especially in that tie break, and got on top early in that second set. Mixed his serve up really well. A lot of free points off that. And very impressive from the number one seed. And
a good effort from Propoggia too, particularly in that first set, but just ran out of steam. The game went off the balls slightly and Jones was able to capitalise.
That's right, a few too many unforced errors from Propoggia and couldn't quite make enough returns off Jones's serve.
So Adrian Franklin's getting into position. He's got the man who kicked you out of his home, Greg Jones. Adrian.
Greg, you're playing well at the right time of the year.
Yeah, it was very difficult conditions today. Probably close to the toughest I've had to play in this year. And Dane made it hard as well. I thought he played pretty well in the first set. I had a lot of chances, but he kept coming out with good serves and good shots, so made it tough.
How did you feel you gained the ascendancy in the match?
Geez, it was close in the first set. He had a couple of chances. I had quite a few chances as well, and then in the tiebreak I managed to just win a couple extra points. I served quite well in tiebreak, which is fortunate. And once I got that first set under my belt, I felt a lot more confident and started playing a little bit better.
I noticed in your bio that Pete Sampras is a bit of an idol for you. Do you look to play your game in a similar fashion to him or anyone else out on the circuit at all?
Yeah, well, I grew up watching Pete win a lot. He was chopping up everyone, so that's kind of what I wanted to do too, so that's why I liked him. And I did like the way he's playing as well. I watched Pat Rafter as well a lot, so I think maybe that did influence my game a little bit when I'm younger, but now I'm just trying to be me.
Now, your mate David Bidmead is up in the commentary box doing a sterling job, but we've had a discussion over the past few days about the accommodation here in Melbourne. Now, tell us a little bit about what is the go, mate? What's happening here?
Yeah, well, it's very difficult, as you know, to find places to stay in Melbourne, and I'm fortunate enough to have a small apartment in South Yarra, and I was at a restaurant one time, and Dave said he was looking for a place to stay, and I happened to be looking for a place to rent out to someone, and mates rates, we got a good deal, and he's happy, I'm happy, so he's doing a good job looking after it.
Now, last question. I spoke to you about your celebration at the end of the match. I know you don't like to get into it too much, but can you give us anything? Next match, if you get up, what about you turn around, and if David's in the comm box, just ball straight at him?
Straight at his face. That's definitely something I can practice and maybe use in the next match.
Well done. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, mate.
Okay, thanks a lot. Cheers.
Adrian Franklin asking all the right questions of you here. Here we are.
Yeah. Good stuff from Jonesy.
Absolutely. You can square up with him later. But a good win, 7-6, 6-2.
Won't be cleaning his apartment next time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should say that Greg has actually moved back into that apartment, and well, you're working gypsy style at the moment. Just
That's
nomadic
right.
existence.
Yeah, so Pete, I'll be on your floor in the next couple of weeks.
Not going to happen. 7-6, 6-2 the final score, but Jones particularly impressive, and he'd have to favour his chances against either Mitchell or Duckworth in the semi-final.
Which is going to be a cracking match next up on our show court.
I look forward to that. Good luck this afternoon, by the way.
Yes, that's right.
We'll
Go
be
Keel.
keeping tabs on your performance. Ben Mitchell, James Duckworth. Our next match on our feature court is coming up on tennis.com.au.
Ready, play at Australian Open 2012. A ticket to the biggest sport and entertainment event of the Australian summer makes the perfect Christmas gift and outstanding value for the whole family. The best in the world are coming, so book at Ticketek now.
Shot from Luke Saville there, finding his stride. Great control.
Great work from Rogolska, working at the back of the courts.
From the start, we've got to work out what kinds of things are going to be in the game. So we know we're going to have special moves with cool animations and stuff. We're going to have players on a court. They get created by the animators, and then we pull them out to use on the Flash version and the iPhone version. It's one of the things that I've sort of really liked about the project is that what we're sort of emphasizing is the process of growing your character and your character learning new moves rather than quick reflexes or something like that. So we needed to really focus on making sure that growing your character felt satisfying. So you could see some numbers going up, you could see your character getting better, you could see cool animations that you didn't see at the start. So it was all about feeding back into that, the sense that you're progressing.
It's just absolutely incredible, and they're just so much fun to interact with. Like touchscreen just lends itself so well to all sorts of new interactions that we couldn't previously experience with games.
I've got an 8-year-old boy, and he's really enjoyed playing this game. He's really responded to it a lot more than some of the other stuff we do because he loves to see his character. He started moving up the ranks and learning new stuff, and gets really excited when he gets past certain points. So yeah, I think it's that sense of playing through and progressing and getting better that's sort of really satisfying about it.